Hey YouTube, coming at you with another Great League team. And this one I started with Umbreon because I was like, you know what, Umbreon I still think has a lot of play in meta. I went over it in another video as like a potential safe swap replacement for Sableye. And I'm like, you know what, it beats Noctowl, it beats Lanturn, it does well against Swampert, like it can hang in there with other like Registeel, stuff like that, right? So it's I think a really strong Pokemon to use in this meta. And I was like, okay, what can I pair with it? And I was like, you know what, it's still gonna lose to like, it's still gonna have problems with like it loses to like Bastiodon and Registeel, so I'm like, okay, I gotta go back to Swampert. And I'm like, okay, what's the third? And I'm like, let's just do like an ABB style team with a Grimer, because I know a Grimer is one of those other Pokemon that can just kind of like hang in there with everything, right? You can kind of like be close with Lanturn, with Noctowl, with Metacham, right? Because just Poison Jab is a good move, Crunch and Sludge Bomb are good moves. It's tanky-ish for, it's level 51, but not tanky for level 51 compared to some of these other ones, but still pretty strong. Let's look at his battles, starting with double catch here. So I get to the 5, catch a Shadow Ball. So good catch there. And this is like, so I'm assuming I'm going to be punished here. Oh no, now they catch right back. Yeah, they catch back on the Umbreon. So good catch on their part to get that back there. But that is okay. I can still probably take Switch here if I want. We'll see how it goes. So unfortunately this matchup is very boring. Anyways, a Grimer. Why I also do this is because, so team build thought process while this slow matchup plays out. If Swampert's going to get destroyed by Trevenant and Grass in general, having one answer for Grass in Grimer and one answer and 2 answers for Trevenant in Umbreon and Grimer, I think is a good strategy. And then, like I said, Umbreon and Grimer are 2 of those Pokemon that can like hang in there with a lot of things. But again, the Poison Jab and Crunch, and then Snarl Foul Play is not a hard hitting move. You're just gonna get the sort of like, oh, the problem with this back end is there's not a ton of charge move pressure. Like Crunch and Sludge Bomb do like decent, but it does like 50% in most situations. So with that, you need something like Swampert to deal with Registeel, deal with Bastiodon, deal with Clear and Stunfisk, and also provide the charge move pressure, right? Because it will force opponents to shield some of that. So out comes the Jellicent, and I make another catch of a Shadow Ball. So catching 2 Shadow Balls on 2 Dark Pokemons. Great start. But as you see, like this is what I'm talking about. Grimer's level 51. So Grimer's an interesting one. So if mine's non-shadow because I've had this built up before the shadow even came out. It's like, because those crunch, like these, look at these poison jabs adding up super fast on this Charizard. And I'm going to probably shield, or no, I let this go. I'm out of move, so I could have shielded and got this back. What I thought was, I can just get at the time I was like, I just get so far ahead on energy here, take this out, and then basically have 2 Earthquakes before, because I caught Jellicent's dry, right? Because I caught the move twice. So I know I can get to 2 Earthquakes, and an Earthquake is very easily going to take out a Jellicent because Earthquake is an insane move. So there's 1 Earthquake, they shield. I believe they get off a Surf, but then I get the Earthquake off to win. So Grimer for level 51, it actually hits hard. The Poison Jab, Crunch, and Sludge Bomb hit harder than it is bulky for that level, right? I compare it to like, I'm just trying to do like analysis of like other level 51 Pokemon. It's like Bastiodon, where it's like, you know, it doesn't really hit too hard, but it's a super tank. And Metacham is sort of like a balanced combo of bulky and decently hard hitting move. Like most psychics in neutral situations do like at least 50%, right? Trying to think, there's other level 51. Sableye, I see Grimer kind of like a Sableye, and it kind of acts as the same sort of role, like a safe swap. Can put a little bit of shield pressure in the right situations. As you see, these poison jabs are adding up, and then I go straight Sledge here. I think I could probably just go double crunch and like poison jab double crunch here, but I didn't know that at the time. But so we'll get that off. Good chip. And I think I live 1 move from here. This is the thing, like I'm at over 50%. I'm a level 51 over 50%, and a Surf takes me to the deep red, right? And these sparks are adding up too. So Grimer, if you're going to use Grimer, it's a little glassy, even for being level 51. And the Shadow's probably, like, obviously it is even more glassy, but you get the trade-off there. So Obstacle back in, they get the farm down. I come in Umbreon, they throw blind. Never throw blind. I've got a couple. I'm going to try and build up more shorts for this channel to try and get new eyes on it. Because if you put up like a bunch of shorts and they do well, the shorts feed will sort of show them more and stuff like that. So I am going to do more shorts, but I'm going to focus on, well, one, just have my like joking around comedy screw Niantic shorts because I enjoy making those. But I'm probably going to just showcase some of these like mistakes that I've made and my opponents made in these shorts and like what to do and not to do. So one of them is like, don't throw blind. The second one is like, don't instant swap. I've got one where I should have lost the matchup. I forget. It was a long time ago. I've got to go back and watch it. But I remember at the time I was using like a 3 to 4 turn fast move. And my opponent, and I had 2 shields, and they could have probably just farmed me down. But my opponent ended up throwing both of their charge moves while letting me get those 2 3 to 4 turn fast moves in. So it's like, you got to know like optimize fast move timing, which again, I'm not the greatest at, but I've got some of the concepts down. So those shorts will be coming eventually your way, in addition to these longer videos, because I prefer these longer videos. Grimer's a good answer to Frostlass here, right? This is going to grab the second shield or take them out. I expect them to shield. And we just Stampede. So I'm probably just going to let this go because damage is done. And now I can probably outpace here to the move. I could have, but I think I just decided I can shield once and then come out with a bunch of energy. And I do this a lot because I know the Venusaur's come back in, so I want as close to an Earthquake as possible because it is a Shadow. And again, Earthquake is a monster of a move in neutral situations here. So out comes the Shadow Venusaur, but here comes an Earthquake, and this is going to one-shot. And then Stunfisk in the back, and this game is over. Mantine's a tough lead. So the thing is, you probably need to get out in most neutral situations to Umbreon or Grimer, right? Because they're both kind of weak to fighting in the back. Like Grimer will neutralize it with the poison, but and you're going to have problems, like I said, with Bastiodon or a Registeel in the back. Like Poison Jab's resisted. You can only throw Crunches. Snarl and Vileplume aren't going to do great. So you do need to bail eventually. So outside of like great leads, I'm looking to bail. Who do you bail into? Either or, quite honestly. I think it honestly depended on what was the lead. If it was something like Trevenant, I think I was more likely to go Grimer. If it was like a neutral lead, I think otherwise I was probably going Umbreon. So I think either or is fine. Just depends how you want to. You kind of just need to like read their team a little bit, what you think is in the back. Again, I kind of hate ABB style teams because Swampert in neutral situations, like this not this matchup, but Swampert in neutral situations is great. And then you're like, so let's say I had a neutral matchup here. Why I don't like running ABB teams is you have to try and pull out this Metachamp with Grimer or Umbreon. Sort of. Or you try, like, not Metachamp. The problem is you can, so again, this isn't a great ABB style team because you can pull out like a Metachamp, and Swampert doesn't have an amazing matchup against Metachamp. But you're trying to pull out like a Galarian Stunfisk or a Bastiodon so the other one can roam free to a certain extent. Actually, I don't even know if I could consider this an ABB style team. But you still kind of need to bail because you're going to have problems in the back to those that I mentioned multiple times now. So that is why I kind of bail often, but I don't like that. My video the other day with Sableye, Swampert, and Ninetales, I much prefer those balanced teams. This was a very, very close match. I do have to burn double shields, and then I lose CMP to Metachamp on the back end here. So the Bubble Beam took me just low enough. Maybe I should have... Could I live the Bubble Beam there if I let it go? Because they're at a move. Probably not. It looks like I'm at like 2 HP. So I think I had to. Whoops. Yeah. So sableye here. You have 2 answers for sableye in the back. I think I'm going to throw here anyways because I know this does great chip. Okay. You could play this too. I tried to catch. Out comes the Ninetales. So I think I actually flip switch here because if you shield up 1 overheat properly, this is a very comfortable matchup. I actually don't think I'd play that sableye right because Swampert beats sableye straight up, just going straight Hydro Cannon. Is that true? I know it does in the shadow. I don't know about regular. But the thing is, like, what I could have done there is because it takes 6 claws to get to a foul play. What I could have done is thrown a Hydro, put a ton of pressure on, and then come into Umbreon. I do end up flipping switch here. Out comes the sableye, which is fine. Even a return from this range is not going to take me out, so I'll be able to do chip damage here. Get this foul play off. I think they don't shield because I think it's like a trevenant back, double ghost. Yeah, so I get this off. I'm almost positive it is a double ghost in the back. So I come in here. They throw blind again. I remember a couple of people throwing blind this morning, and I'm like, just look at the typing. Just wait a second. Okay, so it's a Frostlass. Again, this isn't bad. I lose CMP here. I'm probably going to have to shield. And then I'm going to have to get this off and bail into Swampert, I think. Because this will do great chip damage, so I think they have to shield. And then, yeah, I'm so close to an Earthquake already. Just get a little bit of extra energy. Goodbye, Frostlass. Earthquake is such a beast of a move. Like, again, I've gone over Swampert a million times in my teams. Swampert, there are hard answers to Swampert. Obviously, like grass and outside of grass, dragons like Altaria and stuff like that. But man, in neutral situations, you can threaten anything. It's such an overpowered Pokemon. Terrible catch again there. But again, they come into Wall Rain here, and they're just going straight Icicle Spear. And I think that Umbreon's bulk and is going to kind of overpower Walreign's bulk here. It's still going to probably take 3 foul plays and 3 Icicle Spears to take each other out. I think I may be able to just actually, I think it may take 4 Icicle Spears to take me out. I think that's the difference here. So I think I'm going to flip switch here. Yeah, because the third one's not going to take me out either. I don't know why I didn't throw, but the third one's not going to take me out. So I'm going to get another one off to take them out. So they're going to have to shield, or I'm going to flip switch here. And what they don't know is I have a second dark in the back. So if they come back in, they can come back and get cover. I remember they come in, dark balls me. That's fine. I'm low enough. But now they got to get my Grimer. And they have a Stunfisk in the back, which, like, if you know I have a Swampert on the lead that already has a ton of energy, I think you need to fight for switch there. Right? You can't let me take that alignment. Again, you don't know what I have in the back yet, but you know what I have in the front, and you know what you have in the back. So you can't let me take a Swampert on a Glaring Stunfisk if you can shield up foul play or land an Earthquake on the Umbreon. Anyways, that is it. That is a team. I've got another one coming that I'm working on right now that's actually doing pretty well, and I brought out Lickitung again. And it seems like I'm almost coming full circle here. There's still like Noctowl and Lanturns and everything everywhere, meta champs. But I had success with Umbreon in this one, and I'm having a lot of success with Lickitung, because Lickitung just has so many good matchups. Because even like meta champ, which are weak to counter, you still do super effective with Licks. And then like Lanturn, you have the Power Whip, and then Swampert, you have the Power Whip. And then you wall Trevenant, right? They can only throw Seed Bombs, and you're going to out-lick them and throw whatever resisted Vine Whips or Power Whips to take that matchup. So, and sableye, you take that matchup fairly easily. So Lickitung is still very strong, and that's kind of what I saw about Umbreon in this league. Like, again, you can hold in there with you destroy Trevenant, you beat sableye, you beat Noctowl, you beat Lanturn. You stay in there with Medicham. You stay in there with Registeel. So like some of these old Pokemon that have kind of gone away, I think are still pretty strong. I think Umbreon and Lickitung both are still strong in this meta, despite them not being used because the meta has shifted. Anyways, that's it. I'm rambling. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.